question, I probably fail. And in the reality, yes, you are going to fail. Okay, today I'm going to live solving this problem. I'm sure many of you probably encounter one of these questions on a real exam. I think I did. It's about the Argo CD Helm installation, and then you have to skip the CRD resources, right? So for me, if I haven't seen this question, I probably fail. And in the reality, yes, you are going to fail. So let's see why this one is hard. And then if you don't know the concept, then you probably, for your best of course of action, you just move on. Okay. So here you can read the question. I'm not going to read because the exam is testing you not only the reading speed and also the typing speed. So I'm going to it. So first of all, you need to add a official Argo CD Helm repository with the name of this one. In the exam, so for the task, add the official Argo CD Helm repository with the name of this one. So what we're going to do, we are going to type the command helm repo, and what we're going to do, we're going to add, right? Add what? Argo CD, right? So that is the name. And then what is the URL? Okay, so that is the URL. So once we added this one, and then it will show you that we already in the repository, but we update the repo because we need to download some data, right? So this one is already completed, and then there's a caveat, right? The step 2 is like create a namespace. Now step 2, we need to create a namespace called Argo CD. So before create that, let's check what is the current namespace we have right now. As you can see, we have no Argo CD namespaces, so we need to create one. Let's create one. So try not to type your namespace because you most likely gonna type it wrong and have a typo, and you lose mark. Once we create it, we have to verify that. We'll get namespace. Now we have Argo CD namespaces. Now we are going to number 4. So ensure the resources are not installed by the configuration to charge accordingly. It's kind of like a mumbo jumbo to me if I first time to see this question, and I think this is the most tricky part. I want you to master it. So what they essentially want you to do is to create a template. So how do we create a template, right? Helm and template, and then what was the name of the release name, right? The release name is called Argo deploy, right? Don't type it, just copy and paste it. And then what was the repo? So the repo, we know that is actually divided into 2 parts. In here is actually really confusing because you see the name Argo CD namespace, Argo CD chart. You will have to have this, the name, release name, and then your chart name. Yeah, it's confusing, and because they're Argo CD, right? But they do have some similarity and differences, right? So this is -cd, but in the exam it's really easy to make mistake because you are going to like under pressure. So I want you to like memorize this and do this same question over and over again. Sometimes they may not ask you to skip the resources. Maybe they're gonna skip something else, but you're gonna learn the technique how to skip some of part of the thing that they want you to skip. So how do we skip? So we are going to use the set, and so what they want me to skip is the resources install, right? So I'm gonna copy this one and put it here. And now a lot of people say, hey, this is like a magic. Where do you find those like CRDs and install equal false? I'm gonna tell you a little bit, but I want you to like finish this command first. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna redirect this file into where? Save the generate YAML file to this path and this file, right? Okay, now let's check that out. See if we have this file. Yep, I think we have it. So let me see the content. By the way, this is like really huge file. So I can truncate the output, but you get the idea, right? So this is your template. So now back to this question. How do I know this magic word? There's actually a really convenient command that you can actually type, but I'm not going to type it. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you don't know the resources that you are going to see, so basically you are going to search the value in that repo, and then you're gonna filter that with this version. The version could be different. Mine is 7.8, you create 7.9, something like that, and we're gonna grab that in 5 row. So if I type that, so there's only 5 row will appear. So you see there's a CRDs and there's install true, so which is what we don't want. Now we set this as 4. You see, resources dot install. So basically it's just like object, right? If you into some programming language, it's just an upper level of object. And then we have a dot install, and you set as false. So this is how you're going to solve this problem on the spot. Like I said, it's really hard for you to first time you saw this problem. If you never saw this question before, you are likely to fail. So it's okay that I can show you this one. And the similar question, I think you can do it. And yeah, I'm gonna show you this question for today. I also provide a tips and tricks how to actually pass the exam. Check out this video, and then you will have some pro tip on the real exam. See you next time.